Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to show you how to turn these standard hypervenom cleats into a custom pair of your own. So let's get started. Start off by picking up some nail polish remover at the store, as well as some cotton balls. In this step, what we're going to be doing is putting the nail polish remover on the cotton balls and scrubbing the upper of the cleats. This helps remove the factory finish on the upper, providing better paint adhesion later on. Make sure that you do a really good job on this step, because if you do this poorly, you're going to see cracking and peeling of the paint later on. So just make sure that you pay extra attention to this step. In my case, the nail polish remover wasn't strong enough, so I picked up some acetone and used a paper towel to remove the finish. In most cases, you should be fine with the nail polish remover, but my cleats were old, so they needed some extra washing. Once you finish removing the factory finish from the cleat, it's time to mask off the parts that you don't want to get painted. I'm just using standard painter's tape here, and I'm masking off the bottom sole of the cleats, because the paint that I'm using doesn't adhere to plastic. Make sure that you really crease around the edges so no paint will leak into the parts that you masked off. I stuffed some newspaper down to the toe box of my cleats to help fill out the cleat. When you're done masking, your cleats should look something like this. They may look a little different based off the type of design you went for. Now it's time to paint. I'm using Angelus leather acrylic paint for this project, and right now I'm just pouring it into a jar, and then I'm going to be thinning it out in this container so I don't have to keep making mixtures every time I run out of white paint. On most cleats, it's a good idea to spray down a white base coat. This way, when you go back to add the colors that you want, they will really pop. And when you apply your base coat, make sure that you use nice thin layers. You don't want the paint to glop or run in any places. So as you can see, nice thin layers, then you go back a second time after it dries. This is what your cleat should look like when you're done with the base coat. You shouldn't be able to see the original color of the cleat through the white. I have a few imperfections here and there, but that's because my cleats were used and not brand new. Now it's time to start painting whatever color you want. I'm doing a green and yellow fade, so I'm going to start off by painting the toe box a dark green, and gradually as I move my way up the cleat, it's going to get lighter and lighter as I spray. So you just want to make sure that if you're doing a fade, do your first color really strong near the toe box area of the cleat. If you're using an airbrush like me, make sure that you clean out the tip of the airbrush every once in a while so it doesn't clog and create a splattering spray. When you're done, your cleats should look something like this if you're doing a fade. As you can notice, I go to the fly wire on each side to give me a reference point when to stop and move into the next color. I do this on both cleats, so that way the cleat should look somewhat identical when I'm finished. Here I'm mixing up my yellow for the second part of the cleat. I'm going to be spraying the back heel part of the cleat a bit stronger than the front. All I'm doing here is covering up the toe box with a rag to prevent any yellow overspray getting onto the green. To help the cleats dry faster, I'm using a standard hair blow dryer on a high heat setting. Just be careful not to melt the cleats. Once your cleats have dried, carefully remove any of the masking on the upper of your cleats. Don't remove the part around your sole yet. Now it's time to add any stencils if you have any. Make sure that you add some extra tape around your stencils to prevent overspray. You're almost finished now. All you need is some acrylic finisher. I'm using a semi-gloss. You want to spray your cleats very lightly to prevent any tackiness. Once your finisher is done drying, you're finished painting your cleats. Just remove all of your masking, lace them up, and you're ready to go. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up and leave any questions that you have in the comments and I'll get back to you. Thanks for watching.